everyone, it's Lizzie. Last night I watched Nikki and Sammy do the first time tag and they tagged me. Well, they didn't specifically say, we tag Lizzie from the channel It's Lizzie. No, but they did say everyone. So today I'm going to be answering the questions from the first time tag that's all about first times. The first question is, what was your first tweet? Now I haven't looked this up, but I'm pretty sure that my first tweet was something along the lines of, walked into Starbucks for a coffee, came out with a Twitter account. My first YouTube video. I don't really know what I was saying, but I did film it about 3 times before I was confident enough to upload it. And yeah, it's pretty rubbish. First person you subscribe to on YouTube. I'm about 98% sure that my first subscription was to Zoella. First Facebook profile pic. That would be when I was 17, and I'm pretty sure it was soon after graduation. I mean, I was taking selfies before that, but that was one of my first, social media selfies. Do you still talk to your first love? My first love was when I was in grade 1 or 2, and no, I don't even know if I spoke to him when I was in grade 1 and 2, so no, I don't still talk to him. What was your first job? My first job was technically working for a cat shelter that was a no-kill shelter run by a lady who is super lovely. I would clean their cages and groom them and stuff, huge enclosures, sorry, not cages. And I got to play with the kittens all day. It was really fun. That lady is who I actually adopted my 2 cats from as well, fun fact. What was your first car? It's the car that I still have today that I probably should have called Eileen because I'm always telling it to come on. I mean, I was really inventive with its name because it's a Mitsubishi, so I call it Mitzi. Who was the first person to text you today? That would have been one of 2 lovely people, either Carol or Rose. Who was the first person you thought of this morning? The boy from my dream. Story of my life. Who was your first grade teacher? Now I should remember her name because I absolutely loved her. I remember going to her wedding as well, and I'm not sure if that was the first wedding I went to, but I remember being super happy that I was there. She was my favourite. I don't know if I was teacher's pet, but I loved her. Where did you go on your first ride on an aeroplane? I think that was when I was 9, and I went with my mama and my brother, and we went to London, and it was a super ass long flight. It was packed on the way there, and I remember falling asleep, and I leant asleep on the stranger's shoulder next to me, and I was so embarrassed when I woke up. Where was your first sleepover? I'm guessing it was in primary school for a birthday party or something, I think. Either that or it was a convenience, I'll stay over and we'll go to school together the next day, yeah, I don't know. What was the first thing you did this morning? I think I checked Twitter and Jennifer Niven replied to me again and I felt super amazing. I then replied to her and went back to sleep because I realised I was in my own bed and I could, and I'm super tired. I was. Well, I still am, but I was more tired when I was in bed, asleep and woke up. Yep. What was the first concert you ever went to? Probably have been the Rolling Stones with my family, and I think I was 3 or 4 and I fell asleep. I grew up listening to the Rolling Stones and I loved them, but I was little and it was a really late night and it was a long concert. But I do remember waking up with the fireworks for Jumping Jack Flash and I was amazed. I don't remember having a bad time, it was just that I was little and tired, you know? Don't blame a kid. First broken bone. Okay, so technically I have broken a bone, but it's the tiniest little bone you could ever break. It was called a hairline fracture in my wrist, under watch area somewhere, from snowboarding, and it was so tiny that they couldn't even find it. So I went around for 2 weeks with a half cast. When they finally found it from a radiation injection, I had to have a cast for 6 weeks, and it was a horribly made cast, so it was all lumpy and thick, and yeah, not a good time. First movie I remember seeing, I'm not entirely sure to be honest. I'm pretty sure that the first cinema experience I had was to see either Toy Story or The Lion King. Pretty sure it was The Lion King. What was your first detention? I think I was a goody-goody, but I also kind of remember having a bit of a rebellious stage in grade 6 because we were top of the school and above all of the rules. I might have, either that or I just got told off a lot. Me and my friends used to talk a lot. Who was your first roommate? I didn't have a roommate until I was 19 because I didn't have one in uni or college because here, I can't speak for all of the universities, but at my one that I went to and lived on campus for, it was just my singular room. Concrete shoebox rooms with a tiny ass window. So my first actual roommate was my cousin after she moved out from England. If you had one wish, what would it be? I'm pretty sure I thought of this the other day and my answer was not world peace, but it was a really good answer and I cannot think of it right now. So instead, I'm gonna go for a superficial, awesome one that I wish I always had strong, beautiful, luscious hair and it would grow so nice and long. Not to say my hair isn't really healthy right now, I mean it could be better, but it's not from colouring it, it's just that it dries out. It's summertime and it's hard to look after your hair. And that plus my hair just doesn't grow. What was the first sport you were involved in? That sport was 100% tennis, and I'm not counting the football and cricket I would play at home in the front yard. It was tennis at my primary school, and from memory, I quite liked it. P.S. Look at my phone case. It's so cute. What is the first thing you do when you get home? Get naked. And I either sit down and read somewhere, or I heat up my coffee that I'm most likely holding, or I go to sleep. Who likes pants anyway? When was your first kiss? Okay, for this one we're going back to year 8, and it was end of the year party, so it was summer and we're at my friend's house and we all crammed into the spa because she had a spa and it was amazing with like an outdoor music system, and we were playing Truth or Dare. So he was dared to kiss me. That was my first kiss. Excellent. I had braces. It wasn't that great. Even though I really liked him, I was super nervous, and later I found out he actually liked me. So what did I do? Of course I freaked out and didn't talk to him. Awesome. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed hearing about all of my embarrassing and silly first times in this tag video. If you did, please remember to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to click subscribe to see more videos from me. If you want to do this tag video, please do it. I'm not actually going to tag anyone in particular. If I do, I will put them here, because I cannot think off the top of my head right now. Thanks for watching, and I hope I see you again in another video. Bye! Love these books so much that I want to keep them to myself and just treasure them always. I've actually sweated, I was so nervous.